You still stuck in Miami, ain't you?
No.
It looked like it. It looked like you still stuck in Miami, man.
I mean, the
You look
shoulders
like
was
you
smooth.
still. I
It
mean,
is what it is.
you look like you're still in cruise mode.
It is what it
Which
is. I should be.
I would love.
I feel like it. I should be.
I wish I was. I wish I was.
But I couldn't do I couldn't do another set of 7 days on the boat. I couldn't do it. Anyway,
You can do another 7.
not back to back. Not back to back. I need at least a 7 days of a break first. I don't think I could do a 10, 14 day. I couldn't do it.
So I could do a 10. 14, I can see it. 14,
And tell you true,
I have to be going a lot of places. Like I have
tell you
to.
true, it wouldn't be so bad if they didn't front load all the entertainment.
True.
If you spread it out throughout the 10, okay, I'm pretty sure I could do a 10. If you spread out all the entertainment, all the events, and had like one event every other day or something like that,
or at least don't continue switching scheduled events off and on.
That part. Anyway, what's
happening? What's happening, people all over the globe? We're back. You could tell we had a good time. We gave y'all some content while we were gone, or at least we tried to give y'all as much content as we could. However, the internet was not working with us. We had to Jimmy rig, do everything we could to get up in there and fix it and do what we could. Found out apparently on certain cruise liners, even the unlimited package of internet only allows you to have one device hooked up to the internet. That is the wildest thing I saw all weekend. That was the wildest thing I saw all week. But you know what?
It's right. It's correct.
I thought that said Professor Procrastinator, and I still think it still would work.
It'd still be correct. But yo, what's happening? How you living, y'all? It's Rosbox 26. It's your boy Joe. We back with my dog, Myron McCray over here.
Yes, sir. Y'all know who it is, the captain of the Hooligan Express himself.
And like he said, we tried to go live on the boat, but the way that the internet was set up, it just wasn't happening.
TJ, Mark,
Chris, was not it.
Don't trust us. We weren't trying not to post videos. The boat was just not allowing us to post like that. The way we figured out how to get a live up for that last one this past weekend, he'll tell you, I had to figure this out. I had to make something work.
Yeah, he had to. When I tell you there was some networking going on, man.
Listen, I figured out I can do a lot with a hotspot, a good mic, and a good camera.
Thanks. But we back. We here giving y'all some updated news on what's going on. One, let's just go ahead and point out 2-0 for the last 2 weeks. Beat Big Dog Syracuse and then came back and beat Stanford. And I'll admit
that Stanford win was impressive. That Stanford win
was definitely impressive.
I don't care what you say. That Stanford win was impressive.
Because Stanford was 100% supposed to be the better team. And I think I brought this up before. Like, you can have that argument that sure, Stanford was down their starting quarterback. They didn't even use the backup. They used the backup to the backup to the backup. Sure, listen, you could say they went with the true freshman.
Stanford was still up on us
was in our favor. I'm about to say that was the other thing. You could say it was still in our favor, but like the Syracuse game, sure, you played 2 true freshmen because you didn't trust the actual backup because he was a turnover machine. Then you come with Stanford, who I'll admit had a better quarterback situation. The offense itself was way better set up overall by comparison to the 2 games. Because like I said, Syracuse is just trying to figure it out right now.
My apologies. Stanford wasn't up, but the way the momentum felt, it just felt like they had more control for a good amount of the game.
Oh, they absolutely did. Because remember, they had 30 minutes of time of possession.
Because I'm looking at it. If you look at the scores, it's like, oh, we went up 3-0. They tied at 3-3. We go up 10-3, then 13-3, then 23. So it's just like, oh, you would think that we had control of that game. And it's like, not really.
Not really. we didn't start gaining control until
third quarter,
about a quarter away until third quarter. Because Stanford had control pretty much all the first half. The only problem was Stanford couldn't score.
Because look at it
which
this
was
way,
their problem, which was benefit for us.
Because look at it this way, and here's the reason why I say that. Like you said, time of possession. They had it for 32 minutes to our 27. They were 1 of 1 on fourth down. We didn't even try for it on fourth down. Third down, they went 10 of 18. We went 6 of 15. Penalties, they had fewer penalties than us, but they went for more penalty yards. They had 8 penalties for 80 yards. We had 11 for 73. They had 22 first downs to our 13, and they had 320 yards to our 253. The one kicker, though, we won the turnover battle. They had 2 turnovers. We had 1. So it's like in all aspects, when you look at it, and Stanford's honestly winning majority of the stats, they should have won this game.
Oh, and don't forget the 9 sacks. Don't forget we had 9 sacks in there.
Yes.
Which is fantastic for any defense.
Fantastic, but wild.
But yeah, like I said, the biggest problem is for this current North Carolina team right now is we have to find a way to not have to show up in just the second half. If we can, because I think I was telling you when we were tried before, I would have taken a three-quarter performance from the offense. If your defense is putting together a full 4-quarter game like they did against Stanford, I will deal with an offense kicking in second quarter and finishing through fourth. But when we don't have an offense to complement the defense for the whole first half of for the last 2 games, which is what has been happening, despite the fact that, yeah, we come out, Bill does what he does with the second half adjustments. We come out looking better, but we need to look good the first half and look better in the second half is what we need to start doing. But once again, as we've said the last couple of weeks, this is a team that has been progressing baby step by baby step.
I'm going to say this.
It started to look like something.
I'm going to say this because, yeah, you want a team to play all 4 quarters. You want a team to do everything and just be in lockstep, right? Because the defense played all 4. Defense showed up all 4 quarters. Offense did not. I feel, and I think in my heart of hearts, that right now, as good as this team is showing, it can't happen for both sides of the football. At least not this year. The way they played this year, you're not going to get all 4 quarters from both sides. At least not until probably the end, like bowl game, maybe. Like if we make a bowl game, and we'll talk more about that later. But the reason being is because the consistency and the camaraderie is just now coming together. And offensively, we've been struggling all year. Like let's keep it a bean, y'all. We've been struggling all year. To ask this offense now to do something that they haven't done all year, which is show up for all 4 quarters and put up points in all 4 quarters. I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm saying it's a tall order to ask. Because we're just now getting Gio Lopez to throw consistently for 200 yards and 2 TDs. And think about it. We got Gio to throw for 200 and 2 TDs, I think, in each of the last 2 games. But our running game has been kind of non-existent. Our leading runner in the last game was Davian Goss, and he only had 28 rushing yards.
Yep.
Like,
and tell you the truth, Gio's actually thrown for 200 yards in the past 3 games.
My apologies, Gio. Don't want to shortchange you. My apologies.
The upside is he's thrown for no interceptions in the last 2. So the last 3-game sprint, he's thrown 2 interceptions in the last 3 games total. He's been sacked 5 times.
But do you get what I'm saying? When it's like
which overall is an improvement, in my opinion, compared to the first 3 games.
Oh, for sure, it's an improvement. But you get what I'm saying as to this offense showing up for all 4, probably not going to happen. Now,
I was saying.
Now, can they? Is it possible? Anything's possible.
Absolutely.
Y'all know that. Anything's possible. Because the fact that Carolina can still make a bowl game is possible.
Possibility
And
still out.
I'm not going to sit there and say they won't. But
Like
if you
two
were
wins will put us in bowl eligibility.
exactly, but I just think if I can get 3 quarters out of them, I think that's a blowout win. If I can get that offense to show up for 3 quarters, I'm not even asking you all 4. Give me 3 quarters, and this defense continue to do what it does. Carolina can actually blow out some people, and it's not even going to be a close win. It's going to be a blowout
win. Because even then, what you got from last week, that was letting off the gas. Honestly, in my opinion, that was defense that let up a little bit. They got a little lackadaisical. Stanford took advantage of it and got it within 5 points. Because at the end of the day, had that defense been playing the way that it'd been playing the whole game, even up to that last touchdown that they threw, Stanford would have had 10 points, would have had 6 points by the end of the game. It wouldn't have been even close. It would have been nowhere close. But
yeah,
they would have been they were completely stifled. They were shut down for 99% of that game by this defense, which once we will definitely have to say is literally the power. We said this beginning of the year. We said at the beginning of the year this defense was going to be the highlight of this team.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We said it before the season started that this defense was going to be the shining point of this North Carolina Tar Heels team, and they have definitely proven it. In most games where they even when they look bad, they're still the bright side of the team, even during a bad game.
On their worst day, they're the bright side. And honestly, oh snap! Wait a minute. Are we counting the Halloween game as a November win or October win?
I mean, I'd say October since it's in October.
All right. Carolina. Yeah, we remember. What are the over? I just had, for some reason, I just went back and looked at the over-unders from the beginning of the season. And one of our over-unders was 2.5 wins in November. We both said the over with 3. And so I was about to count the Syracuse one as a November win and be like, well, they played late into the night. It could be November.
I mean, technically
speaking.
Is it? Because like I said, we didn't even look at it this way. Because looking at this team right now, one, we have one player with 10 sacks. I think 6 of which he's gotten over the last 3 weeks. Because if you want to, because we can go and do a quick little comparison to Wake Forest right quick. Wake Forest leading sacker has 4.5 sacks compared to Abu Jaday's 10.
Leading sacker is crazy.
Yeah, leading sacker. They're leading pass rusher.
Leading sack leader. You could say sack leader, pass rusher, leading sacker is
leading
crazy.
Sacker, leading quarterback destroyer, leading menace.
That's funny.
And what's wild to me though? Well, here's the wildest part to me. Their leading tackler though is a defensive back with 77 tackles. Not a linebacker, not a defensive end. It's a defensive back.
They sent that man on a lot of DB blitzes, or that pass defense is just that bad to where he's always having to cover somebody, or they might be forcing a lot of stuff. Is he a safety or is he a corner?
I'm thinking he's a safety, but Nick Anderson, senior for Wake Forest, actually had 122 tackles last season.
I'm asking, does he play? If he plays safety, it makes sense if they have him playing that strong safety coming downhill a lot. But if he's a corner,
unless they put him at like a hybrid
nickel?
Safety.
But that's what I'm saying. You basically just put him at the strong safety and you blitz and you can have him come downhill. You have him come from that third. You have him come from the third level.
He's a deep safety.
Yeah, you have him come from the third level down to the second level with the linebackers a lot. Or he just automatically can read runs that well and is always coming downhill on his own.
Or this D line, then again, they also run a 3-4 from the looks of it too.
I will tell you.
So if
I will
so
tell
Wake
you
Forest runs a straight up 3-4.
From experience with Carolina, safeties, your strong safety is going to get a lot of work in a 3-4.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
Like I
that's
said,
how
I was looking at
that's
it
how
again. I'm
Merritt,
like, they run
that's
straight
how
out. They
Mora
run
gets
a
for
straight
us.
up 3-4.
For the Panthers, that's how Mora gets for us because he be getting a lot of tackles and a lot of work.
Yeah, because the next closest person is another DB that is 19 tackles behind him at 58 tackles. After that, it's a linebacker at 52.
I ain't even gonna lie to you. It sounds to me like they pass defense is trash.
Let's see here.
But what do I know? Y'all know the deal. What do I know? I'm just here.
I'm saying their defense themselves has caused 4 turnovers.
I'm just here.
19 sacks total.
But shoot.
Forced 9 fumbles. They recovered all of them.
That's a lot of turnovers. But you know another turnover that I want to talk about?
The most important turnover is the fact that Bill Belichick is going to the Giants.
Apparently. And I know a lot of you looking at me like,
he's abandoning North Carolina. He's abandoning North Carolina and is leaving to go coach the New York Giants.
And the Apple turnovers.
Now that Brian Daboll has been fired. So go ahead and say that I'm not serious because he ain't going nowhere.
I ain't gonna lie. Bill, I looked at that and I saw the rumors like Bill's going to the Giants. I said, of all places.
So basically, rumors have been sprouting up ever since Brian Daboll got fired yesterday or the day before.
Yesterday.
There have been rumors that Bill Belichick was one of the top candidates for the position. And once asked about it, Bill said, I have been asked about it from time to time. Look, I've been down this road before. I'm focused on Wake Forest. That's it. That's my commitment to this team. This week is Wake Forest. Next week is that opponent and so forth. I'm here to do the best for this team. So Bill's not going nowhere. Bill's not about to just dip off to go back to the NFL. He chose to be in college. He chose to be in the position that he's in. So you're going to get him for at least 2 more seasons of this contract.
I feel like Bill. I feel like Bill would dip if the situation was right.
If it's the situation that if it's the absolute situation he wants, then at that point, if it's everything you want in a situation, then okay, I'm not mad at you. Go ahead and go. Do what you got to do.
The Giants ain't it.
The Giants is not it. And to be honest with you, if I'm being real about it, I don't even really think Daboll deserved to be fired.
I was thinking that. And I was looking at it because wasn't this his first season or his second season?
This is his 4th season.
Oh,
so he's been there for a minute because he showed up when Daniel Jones was still there. He was part of the coaching staff that let Saquon go, so he was already on the back foot.
Okay, yeah, nah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna put it like this. I don't know. And I'm going to just put this out here now. I don't know if he was on that team, but if Daboll was on the train of we need to get rid of Saquon or we can find somebody to replace Saquon, yeah, that's kind of like how Nico Harrison from the Mavs just got fired today. It's like you traded away the star player to a star franchise.
Oh, Nico getting fired was coming. Like if your team didn't perform within the year, because
listen, they were calling for Nico's head since the Luka trade, kind of very similar to the way Giants fans were calling for not re-signing Saquon. That put you behind the A. That put you behind the 8 ball. Then not only that, and I'm not even saying that Daniel Jones was doing great in New York because he was 50-50 at best. He needed to get out of there. I will say that. Daniel Jones needed to get out of there because now he is resurgent and doing great in Indy, which is a better situation for him. So I can't sit there and say Daboll's really in a bad position for getting rid of Daniel Jones because Daniel Jones wasn't the Daniel Jones that's in Indiana right now. New York Daniel Jones is not Indiana Daniel Jones. Those are two different guys.
But
then going to get Russell Wilson, that's what hurts you. That's what hurts you.
Not only did you get Russell Wilson, you picked up Jameis Winston behind that and kept Tommy DeVito.
I ain't gonna front. Y'all would have been better off going to get Justin Fields, then Jameis Winston and Jackson Dart and getting they got rid of Tommy DeVito, didn't they?
Nah, he was still there.
No, I think he's gone.
I think he was practice squad though. I know he wasn't.
I think
they did let DeVito go.
I think they let DeVito go.
And I think
he went to Patriots. He went to Patriots.
There we go.
I was about to say they let them. I think it was Jackson.
I know what happened. So no, they let DeVito go after preseason. That's what it was. He was one of the last few cuts in preseason. Is what it was. That's what that was. So that's where it was. Because I remember they had 4 quarterbacks. They had Jackson, Russell, Jameis, and DeVito. Then they let DeVito go. So now they just had Jackson, Russell, and Jameis. So no, there we go. I'm back on track now. But yeah, no, but that goes to show like what a good offensive coordinator can do for your offense. Because you can take a mid quarterback at best. Because Kevin O'Connell did it with Sam Darnold last year.
And Sam Darnold doing it again out in Seattle this year.
He's doing it again in Seattle with McDonald. So
Baker
it's like
Mayfield in Tampa the last few years.
So sometimes you'll have a quarterback whose talent is just good enough to make you look good. But if you have a good coach, you can take a decent mid-tier quarterback and put him in a situation to win. If you can play call it right and situationally be good enough with how you set him up and put him in the right system, he's going to look good. Daniel Jones right now is the number 1 quarterback in the league.
Oh, I was about to say, Daniel Jones,
he's top 5 right now. And we haven't seen.
If he keep playing like this, Daniel Jones is going to win league MVP and comeback player of the year in the same season.
And think about it. He's going to have to do that against Matt Stafford. And Matt Stafford is balling.
But here's my thing, though. Matt Stafford, people have kind of gotten used to his greatness and used to what he's been doing in L.A. So he ain't going to get the MVP votes that he should.
People are still shook because it's Daniel Jones.
Let me emphasize, Matt Stafford is balling. I should know. I have him on like 2 fantasy teams, and he's helped me out. he's helped me out quite a bit. But Daniel Jones performing at the level that he's performing is going to get him comeback player of the year for sure, as well as potential league MVP if he finishes the year out. If the Colts finish the year as like the number 1 and number 2 seed in the AFC, Daniel Jones is getting league MVP. I don't care who you are. You can call me stupid. You can call me crazy. Daniel Jones is getting league MVP. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But I like how we got on the NFL when we're supposed to be talking about college football. This is crazy.
Because I was about to go into this Veterans Day message that Bill put out about how World War II caused football to go national. However, because the Raleigh News and Observer wants to force me to pay them $15.
Hold up, I got
a month.
I got you. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. It's a link in the group, right?
Yeah,
I got you. Give me user.
So in the meantime,
let me see what I can do here. Do what I do.
In the meantime, North Carolina also recently revealed a memorial wall to honor their North Carolina military members. Bill Belichick was very proud about this. And honestly, I'm very proud of them for this as well. Because they said, in conjunction with Veterans Day, North Carolina unveiled a wall display on Tuesday afternoon at Keenan Football Center, saluting alums of the football program who have served in the military. So the honoring our military wall lists the name of each person, their branch, and years of military service, along with their football position and years with the Tar Heels. The aim is for the wall to provide a historical record and a place of reflection. 61 names were displayed on the wall as part of Tuesday's dedication ceremony at UNC's home base of football operations, which is adjacent to Keenan Stadium. The UNC football program intends to expand as more alums from the past are identified and as more alums complete military service in the future. I rock with that. I rock with that 100% because they deserve the recognition. Because let's see here, for Belichick's current coaching staff, special teams coordinator Mike Pfeiffer and assistant director of sports performance Trent Baker are among Tar Heels recognized on the wall. Baker was a U.S. Navy SEAL from 2001 to 2023.
Nice.
So I'm very proud.
Also, shout out to all my brothers and sisters in the military. As a vet myself, shout out to y'all. Happy Veterans Day to everybody and whatnot. Hope y'all enjoyed your day, both active duty, reserve, retired, separated in good ways, and things of that nature. So, shout out to all of y'all, man. Hope y'all.
Thanks to all of y'all, because a lot of y'all don't get the love y'all deserve. So, from us here in North Carolina Live, we appreciate y'all. Appreciate all you do.
Especially as part of that group, I will say it.
Yeah.
Side note.
So we appreciate y'all wholeheartedly.
Got it to work.
Bet. So Bill goes on to say, I'm very proud to be a part of the recognition that we're going to put up here in the football building as we commemorate Veterans Day here. Veterans Day is something that we spent time working with our players on. We've had people from the military, and we have a couple on our staff talk about what Veterans Day means. What the right thing to do is when you see or interact with a veteran, really at any time, but especially on this day of recognition, and obviously how important they are to our freedom. They give us the opportunity to do what we do, which is coach football, play football, and go to school.
And so I was able to get World War II ties to football and popularity. And so I think you might have just spoke about it, how Bill talked about how his own personal history with his father, who played for Detroit and also was in the Navy.
Because Pfeiffer was also a naval officer until 1994, graduated from the U.S. Naval Academy in '89.
And so, speaking about that wall, Belichick said, "I'm very proud to be part of the recognition that we're going to put up here in the football building. It kind of goes back before my time to William Davey, who served in the Continental Army in the American Revolution. He's like, there's so many people in the program that have served for us. I'm very proud to be a part of that." And then he goes on, and in the media, like you said, he was talking about World War II and its ties to football. And he's like, Belichick spends 4 minutes on the subject, explaining how wartime transformed football from a regionalized sport to a true national pastime. Belichick says, World War II was the explosion of football. I mean, it was literally an explosion of it, because prior to that, nobody in the East knew what the South was doing. Nobody in the South knew what was going on in the West with Pop Warner and people like that. There was no film. There was no TV. There's nothing. And once they got in the war, then all those teams came together. All those players came together. Guys from every part of the country played together, and they taught, and the coaches too. It's like they exchanged a lot of ideas like, hey, we're doing this drill, we're running this play, we're training like this, we're doing this. And that led to a lot of information exchange after the war. After everybody went back to where they were, and then people from the Ivy League would interact with people from the Southwest and the South and the West and the Midwest. Once you got into the late 40s and 50s, you saw the T formation, the passing game expand, and players in the NFL in higher quality. And the higher quality there because the good players were more easily recognizable because they're playing against other good players. A lot of coaches like Paul Brown used the networking to build a team like he did the Browns, and also build a repertoire of plays. So that's a cool aspect when you look at it, to think about, hey, how did football explode? And truth be told, that is definitely one reason why it did explode as much as it did, because you had people coming together explaining these ideas, but then I know he said there was no TV. It's like there was no film, but I think it wasn't as readily available, because once World War II happened and TV really became a thing, because propaganda films and all that good jazz.
You're doing recruiting, all that stuff.
I think that's when people are like, oh, I can actually go outside of my state, or I can go travel elsewhere and go look for somebody and get somebody to come to the University of Southern California, or get somebody to come to the University of Florida who lives in Illinois, because these boys in Illinois got some real hog malls and whatnot. and do what they do. So yeah, I'm with it. I think that's kind of cool. Cool little Veterans Day history for us today, y'all.
Oh yeah,
Learning how World War II tied to football.
indeed.
Bet y'all ain't know that. Grab a book.
Read a book.
Don't always just use Chat GPT. Read a book.
Do your research.
Please do. Thoroughly.
You know who else was doing his research?
Oh God.
Bill. He found out that there was definitely a learning curve.
I hate this
when
man.
it came down to this coaching.
I hate this man. I'm back. I've been gone a week. I was on a cruise with this man for a week. I ain't had to deal with none of these transition shenanigans. Now all of a sudden we come back,
I was burnt out. I'm back.
No, now all of a sudden we come back, and he's back to these shenanigans. Why do y'all let me go through this? Why? I can't stand it. I can't wait for the day when we get like a bunch of people watching these videos when we're live.
But yeah, so Bill, after the last couple of games, and I'll even tell you the title of the article. UNC's win streak produces a more cuddly Bill Belichick who admits to learning curve.
Okay.
So in other words,
first of all, cuddly?
Cuddly was a weird statement in my mind too. I'm like, cuddly, buddy.
That's the word y'all chose? Cuddly?
That's the word they chose.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore. When we call it, I'm sorry, I'm not about to go up to a no. I'm sorry, I'm not about to go up to another grown man. Hey, bro, you cuddly.
You cuddly, dog.
You cuddly, dog. Like imagine us in the group. We all just hanging out in person, and you know who would come up and say that to us. Hey, y'all cuddly, bro. Man, if you don't get out of here, just.
I probably looked over. I'm downright fluffy, bro.
But
yeah,
I'm
it's
skinny
like
to be cuddly.
So basically, everybody looks at it after the last couple of weeks. You can kind of figure that there has been definitely a learning curve for Bill lately.
Oh, no.
you too stupid. He's just laughing. But yeah, at the end of the day, like you got to remember, like Bill, there was a learning curve for sure, and I don't think Bill expected there to be one. He thought, okay, I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna set up my progress, I'm gonna set up my thing, and it's just gonna work.
Like I ever said, a bell curve.
It didn't work.
That curve was oof.
That Jane
getting
did.
Up there.
That Jane did that.
Hey, what's it called? Exponential growth. Exponential growth.
So basically, they asked us, like, after the latest victory against Stanford, the 6-time Pro Bowl champion provided key insight on the learning curve that occurred during his time at UNC, most notably answering a question about adjusting to coaching at the college level. He goes and says, I don't think it's as much about the level. In retrospect, I think I could have done a better job in looking at some of our players and putting them in a better position to be successful. I think we have tried to do that more as we've gone forward, and I think it's benefited some of them. Some of those, if we could have identified a little bit sooner, that would have been helpful, but we didn't. It's nobody's fault. It's just kind of the way it was. But as we played more games and got more opportunities, see other guys work together, find the right combinations and help them improve and put them in positions that are maybe a little better for their skill set, that's helped some of their production as well. So going back to the early part of the season, there's a number of moving parts there. But again, in retrospect, I think I and we as a staff could have done a better job. It is definitely called being humble.
Hey, that comment right there. It's called being humbled. Sit down, be humbled.
And he even goes on to say, if we knew what we knew now, there's some things we would have done differently, but some of those we've had to experience. Things we thought we could do, things we didn't do very well, other things that we maybe weren't sure we could do, and we were actually able to do okay. That's been a part of the learning curve. And he finishes off with, look, I've said 1,000 times that we've improved significantly over the course of the season, individually and collectively. Our team defense, our team offense, our kickoff coverage, I mean everything. It's not just one guy or one thing, it's a collective effort, which is true.
Here's my thing though, Bill.
It's been better, but
we told you that from Jump Street. We told you that from Jump Street. That if you went in here thinking it was going to be willy-nilly, like you didn't have a target on your back and teams weren't trying to take y'all out, that you were going to get humbled and you were going to get smacked around.
We did. We said it early. We said it
Like
immediately.
well,
And
any
even then, here's the other thing. Other coaches told you. Other coaches said it all through offseason. If he thinks he's gonna come in here and just run the show, you got to prove that this is a different atmosphere. This is a whole different monster.
and here's the thing: you're saying, "Oh, it's not the level." Bill, that's what makes it a part of the level. The atmosphere, the players, the mindset. It's totally different.
Entirely different.
And the thing that I gotta say with that even more is, I'll be 100% outside of the defending champs. North Carolina had the biggest target on their back this year by every team that was on their schedule. Outside of the defending champions in Ohio State, North Carolina had the biggest target because they had the biggest name in terms of head coaches, in terms of recent football history.
You had one of the biggest names
football
in
history.
Football.
You had the biggest. You had one of the biggest coaches. The only other coach I would say is bigger than Bill, or at least on par with Bill, is Saban. That was actively still coaching. You know what I mean? And Saban retired.
And you've seen Saban's name pop up a few times over the last couple of weeks for these open coaching positions, and he's just flat out told you, like, no, like I'm retired and I'm staying retired.
Listen, bro, he ain't dealing with y'all because he got to deal with Miss Terry keeping his ass in line.
Listen, Miss Terry got it on lock. We ain't got to worry about
that. She said, sit up.
Miss Terry got her house locked down.
Hey, Miss Terry got that man, in tip-top shape.
And here's another thing that was upsetting about the season up until this point. One of the things that upset me recently up until this point was, as bad of performances as we put up, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were still one of the least penalized teams in the nation.
This is true.
Until we played Stanford last week.
Oh, that Stanford game was bad, bro. Like
11 penalties for 73 yards.
Bro, that Stanford game was just atrocious in terms of
penalties. There was more penalties in that one game than they averaged all season.
I'm gonna say this though, and this may be my bias, but I ain't gonna front. I seen some of those penalties that they were calling, even on Stanford's behalf. I'm like, what are we calling here, bro?
Because I'm gonna be real with you. For some reason, officiating last week was probably its worst last week.
Horrible.
And I think I told you, because I was watching the Georgia Mississippi State game. There was one drive going into the half where Mississippi State had like 4 back-to-back penalties called, and these were big penalties, like 15-yarders, right?
Ooh.
I'm looking at like 2 of these didn't even happen. One guy got kicked out for targeting, which I didn't agree with because it was one shoulder. Sure, it was to the head, but that's not his fault because he wasn't launching.
That's the other thing. I need that penalty to go away. If a player is not
launching, it needs a better definition, in my opinion.
Like, my thing is this: targeting needs to specifically only be helmet-to-helmet hits. Like, I can
even give you shoulder if you legitimately launch. If I see you launch at somebody and hit him in the head like that, I can give you that.
I can't give you that unless that person is just blatantly like, oh, hey, like that person to me has to be like standing up or whatever the case may be, and you are in a just flat-footed position, and rather than try to wrap up, you legit just ink and like just throw your shoulder. But even then, to me,
I can give you a launch with the shoulder to the head on a defenseless player if 2 things. One, you see a physical lock up and launch, or 2, that player did not bend down. Like he is 100% defenseless. He didn't see you at all. Because the other thing that kills me is a lot of these targeting penalties happen when a player is curling down to get on the same level as a defensive player.
That's one reason why I can't go with that's one reason why I'm not on the shoulder, is because, all right, cool, I'm launching my shoulder at your stomach. Like, and by the time I'm up, all of a sudden you curl down. And this is coming as a guy who's played receiver and DB. Right. So I've seen it from both sides. I've done it from both sides. It's like if I curl down, I know at this point I'm going to the ground. If dude hits me in my head, to me, as a receiver, I'm just like, you know what? I put myself in this position because what I could have done as a receiver is turn my back. I could have potentially turned my back. And I know not all the time you can turn your back as a receiver. Trust me, I've got my bell rung once or twice. I know you can't always
we've all been rocked. At least
we've all been rocked once or twice. Like I know you can't always do it. But you have that ability to do so. And as a defender, I shouldn't be penalized for something that's a bang, bang play. And that's the other one. That's really the one I don't like. I don't like that a bang, bang play is immediately called targeting.
That's my
because the rule is so ambiguous, like you said, and we know how they are with the replay booth. If it's not clear cut, they're not going to change their call. Because when you get to that point where you can't define it, I hate it.
Why? Because like I said, that's the only reason why I can give you the shoulder, but you have to have those two instances of a clear launch, 100% clear launch, and two, that wide receiver is 100% defenseless. Like he has absolutely no idea that you are about to hit him. So if you're coming across, catch, and then you launch shoulder into the head, that's targeting, in my opinion, if he didn't try to bend down or anything like that. If you see the automatic, he's getting down on the same level of this defender, and the defender wasn't even aiming for that area of his body, that's not targeting to me.
Oh no,
that's bang bang. That's nothing. That's nothing that defensive player could have done to hit him any other way.
And that's the other thing.
That's the problem. That's the problem I have with it is when you have so many situations, you have players getting kicked out of games for targeting calls and for tackles that they literally could have done nothing else.
And the other aspect,
to not have a helmet-to-helmet contact.
The other aspect I also have to throw into that is you have certain quarterbacks who are threading the needle and threading these windows and putting these receivers in bad positions. Shoot, we talked about it offline. Peyton Manning used to get Austin Collie killed. Peyton Manning used to get Austin Collie.
We will still never know what Austin Collie did to that man. Whatever it was.
Like
apparently required.
To this day, I'm starting to think like the Manning brothers had a sister that Austin Collie used to mess around with and did dirty, because the way Austin Collie used to get killed, but Peyton used to always throw it in like the tightest of windows.
Austin Collie had to say something. Austin Collie said something about his mama. That's all I can think of.
Something.
He disrespected somebody in that family. That's all I know.
Because
boy, ain't no way.
He used to get rocked. But that's another aspect. That's another aspect I wish was taken into account for targeting. Because it's like, all right, let's look at this play. Let's look at this window. Let's look at this window as a whole. Is this a logical, if you're throwing in this window, what is the logical outcome about to happen? Like if there's already two defenders within 1 yard of where this receiver is supposed to catch the ball, the logical thing that's going to happen is right when this receiver catches the ball, he's going to get rocked. Now, if it's another situation where they're on the outside and the receiver's all by himself, or he's only got one dude, and then the safety just comes clear as day from the other side and just launches, that's targeting. Because he didn't have to do that, and he was way too far to get there. The window is big enough to where he could have tackled a different way.
Like another penalty that I can't stand is the defensive player penalties. Drake May at UC was
Drake
the best
May
to
was
protect
good
it.
at that. I will give him
Drake
that.
May is
Drake
very
May
good.
was really good.
He's still very good at
He
this.
was really good at that at UNC and making sure his receivers didn't get
even in
killed.
New England, he is still very good at making sure his players are protected. And tell you, and to your point, I remember there was an old Tom Brady interview, and he was talking about like constantly the difference between defenses now versus what they do for defenses back when he was playing. Was he knew as a quarterback, if I can't throw in certain spots with certain players on the field, I can't throw over the middle of the field if I'm playing Ray Lewis, because Ray Lewis is going to destroy whoever I throw over there. So if I'm going to throw it, I have to make sure I throw it in a way that keeps my guys protected. Fact. I can't just throw these passes all willy-nilly. Because luckily enough, some quarterbacks now, even both at college and the professional level, you have a veil of protection over yourself for making bad throws. You no longer have to get blamed for making a bad pass if your player gets hurt. Now you get this dumb call of a defensive player getting hit. I don't care about a defenseless player. I don't care about that. I don't care about nothing. I don't care nothing about that, because one, if you got a defender coming downhill on a receiver and his main goal is to knock that ball out your hands,
he's gonna do it any way he can see fit.
He's gonna do it any way he can do it. And if that's clocking you as soon as that ball touches your hands, then it's clocking you as soon as the ball touches your hands. Because what that means is that quarterback needs to learn from this moment and make sure that his receiver never gets set up like that again. It is not the defender's job to protect your receivers. It is not the defense's job to protect your players. You as a quarterback, it is your job to make sure that your players don't get clocked.
And that's why people have such an issue with defenses nowadays, and with the penalties, and with the way the game's being played, and like, oh, it's an offensive league. And this is why you hear so many old heads now say, oh, this era is soft. This era is this, and the third. Because we grew up in the era, both college and NFL. Hit sticks were whole YouTube videos, bro.
Yeah.
Hit sticks were a whole highlight YouTube video.
You used to watch the highlights the next day looking for the big hits. You didn't care about the big play that was made. Unless that play was amazing, you ain't care nothing about it. You wanted to see somebody's helmet get knocked off.
And the thing about it too, as a player, it made you more aware and more cognizant of where you were in certain situations. When I played receiver, like if I knew I was going for a certain pass, I'm like, okay, the likelihood is there's somebody who potentially is coming. So if I'm going to make this catch, I got to be ready for it. I got to protect myself. When I was playing quarterback, like you said, I learned, I can't set my receivers up like that because they might get killed. So I used to make sure I did my best to put my receivers in a good position where they could make the catch or just not get hurt.
That's it.
And as a DB, especially when I played safety, I didn't give a damn if you sent a post my way, a dig my way, and I read it, unless I knew I had the pick, unless I knew I had that pick, I was going for the receiver. I was going for the receiver in that kill shot. Because it was one of the few times I'm like, hey, I can just straight up.
This about to be the cleanest hit I'm gonna get all game.
I can just blow him up, and there's nothing he can do. And guess what? He goes back to the huddle. You know what happens? That receiver goes right back to the huddle, tells his quarterback, you either throw it earlier or you throw it to where I can save myself.
Or you throw it where I'm not getting hit.
I know it because I've said it. I've had my receivers say that to me, and I've sent receivers back to that line saying that.
Because even looking at that game penalty wise, there was a lot of non-penalty that was called. Hey, I think there was a pass interference on Stanford at one point that wasn't real.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. I was like, what?
It was just good defense.
I was like, I'll take it, but
right, we'll take it, but it's not right.
Okay, like it ain't right.
Because North Carolina, because the Tar Heels' biggest problem last week wasn't some of these. It wasn't really holding penalties. It wasn't. It was all the false start penalties. It was
And
all the mistake false start penalties.
that's been
There
a
was at
thing all
least
year.
there was what at least 7 of those.
Yeah, that's been a thing though all year.
And some drives had multiple in some drives back to back, and it's like, bro, what are we doing?
Because
Like, can y'all just not? What's happening here? So even Bill and Lombardi both agree, like that's just something they got to clean up going into next week, because you can't have another 11 penalty 73-yard total penalty yards against Wake Forest next week. It's just not. You just can't, because Wake Forest came out last week and dominated Virginia last week.
Mm-hmm.
I know the numbers only say 16-9, but this is the same Virginia that North Carolina barely lost to.
Hey,
and this is when North Carolina was looking bad. So this is the same Virginia team that North Carolina we took to OT. So you have to come out on your P's and Q's here. It's just not going to. It's not going to look good if you come out looking like y'all look. Here's the thing. Here's the other thing. Virginia outgained them by over 100 yards.
What game? You said the game we played Virginia?
So when Virginia played Wake Forest last week.
Oh, when they played Wake Forest.
Virginia had 327 total yards to Wake Forest's 203. 164 passing yards to Wake Forest's 64. 163 yards to Wake Forest's 139 yards. And they also only had 3 penalties for 15 yards compared to Wake Forest's 5 for 52. But Wake Forest also kept the ball for 31 minutes compared to 28. So at the end of the day, so it's like
the day go end.
At the end of the day going in, indeed.
At the end of the day go in, baby. But one thing I do want to talk about, we were talking about the learning curve, bro. One learning curve that we've seen, clear as day, has been USC's front seven and them taking over. You know what I mean?
Oh,
and they broke it down in like 5 different segments in this article. Turnovers.
And Ted, we've been doing good defensively turnover wise. We've been getting turnovers, but if we can't, we got to stop fumbling. That's been our biggest issue, is holding on to the ball. We'll get it to a spot, but we just can't keep it.
We, for some reason, are like, hey, we got the ball. Hey, listen. And then next thing you know, we're turning the ball over.
He's like, you know who would enjoy having this? Somebody
else. hey, it's like a water boy. 62. There you are. Boop, gives them the ball. It's like, what?
Just to chase him down and drop kick him. So here's the crazy thing. So looking back at it, Virginia didn't have that many turnovers at all.
Did they? How many did they lose? Because they might have like 4 fumbles and only lost 2.
Because hold on. So yeah, they lost 3 fumbles that game. That's what lost them the game. They had 3 fumbles.
Ew.
So had they not lost 3 fumbles, Virginia probably would have beat Wake Forest last week.
Ew. Well,
because Wake Forest only scored 1 touchdown.
They had 3. He's like, I thought they had 3. They did.
Yeah, they had 3. So at the end of the day, Wake Forest only scored 1 touchdown.
That's crazy. You get 3 turnovers and 1 touchdown,
and they scored it on a punt return. Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, y'all don't deserve them turnovers, Wake Forest. Like, you know what? What if we started doing that? What if both college and the NFL, if you get a turnover but do not proceed to score a field goal or a touchdown, that turnover is taken away off of your stat book as if it never happened.
Yeah, they scored 1 touchdown.
What do you think about
that? Connor Calvert went 3 for 3 on field goals.
What do you think about that one? If Your defense gets a turnover, but your offense does not proceed to score from that turnover.
It doesn't count as a
It
turnover.
doesn't count. It doesn't count as a turnover. Like, we take that off the stat book. I think that'd be a good incentive. Hey,
Yeah, it'd be good incentive to coach better.
no, because here's the thing. Think about it. Players who get paid incentives for causing turnovers, like DBs who get interceptions, they're gonna start smacking offensive players around. Hey, bro, y'all messing with my money.
Absolutely.
Score anything.
So yeah, so at the end of the day, like if you look at it from flat out numbers, Wake Forest ain't that good. They're 6-3, yes, but they didn't play good last week.
They ain't that good. They have false 6-3. But the thing I want to talk about USC's front seven taking over is basically talk about 5 points as to why this front seven has grown. The first point, obviously, being what we talked about earlier, which is chemistry and growth. And there's just like, the more they play together, the more natural it looks. The chemistry between Abujade, Tyler Thompson, and Andrew Thompson and the rest of USC's defensive unit has created a unit that finally moves as one. Slide the interior linemen are collapsing pockets, freeing up space on the edges, while timing between the rushes becomes second nature. The cohesion built through reps, trust, and time is what's fueling this sack surge. And truthfully, I can agree with that. Because we talked about it earlier and we said that their chemistry and playing together has started to turn the tide, so to speak. And the next point, they were just talking about the edge pressure from Tyler Thompson and Abujade, because Thompson, don't know if y'all know this, but Thompson heading into the Cal game, that man had 0 career sacks. Now he's got 7 and got 3 against Stanford. Abujade himself, he's got 10 this season. So it's like, them boys really putting on the pressure. Andrew Simpson, he's been doing great.
You good?
I'm good. I'll make sure you're good.
Oh, you know? Yeah, we good.
But I was just talking about like Abujade and Tyler Thompson been doing great. Then they were talking about Andrew Thompson's versatility, because the way he likes to walk up to the line, like he's blitzing, but he's also calling out protections and making teams like switch up their protections.
Oh yeah, Tyler Thompson's been a mess.
Oh, I'm talking about this part for Andrew Simpson.
Oh yeah, with Andrew Simpson being both in the box.
He'll walk up to the line late or off the edge and blitz from depth. Mm-hmm. And so basically offensive lines are like trying to account for him. And since they're in 5-man protections, they also got to watch out for the wide rushers. And that's been another huge thing for us, is because we have a lot of guys who are coming from that wide 9 technique. Mm-hmm. And
because Thompson and Thompson been eating off of it.
And that's the thing. It's like your tackles and tight ends, they have to watch that guy. They can't not watch that guy.
At all.
It's like you can't not sit there and be like, hey, yo, I got to pick this dude up one way or the other. And like Bill said, at the end of the day, it's just a collective effort. It's like
they always end up bringing Simpson through and like A or B gaps most blitzes. Sure, they'll have him come off the edge a few times. So Melkert and Tyler will be tough to deal with next year. I think they both will start. Oh, they'll definitely start.
They better.
Absolutely.
They better.
You can't deny Melkert. Even if you don't start both of them, you can't deny Melkert to start in somebody.
No,
you can't.
No, you start both.
Man's got 10 sacks.
Listen, you start both because they are the head of your defense right now. They are what get your defensive going. Like, no, you start both.
And check this out. Man's got 10 sacks, and he's gotten all 10 sacks in the last 3 games.
Right. Oh no, he got 7.
He got 8. My man, by the way, he's got 8 sacks in the last 3 games.
I think he's got 7 according to this article, because he had 0 heading into the Cal game.
No, Tyler Thompson's got 7.
Yeah,
Abujade's got 10.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Melkert. Yeah, I was talking about
Melkert?
Melkert.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was talking about Otto. Yeah, he's gotten 8 sacks in the last 3 games.
And he's got
Tyler
10 on the season.
Tyler Thompson's got 7 now.
He got
And I
7
think
just from the Cal game.
and I think for I was saying he's got 7 in the last 4 games. So it's like,
here's the thing. He had 0 career sacks heading into that game.
yeah.
0. And another aspect of the defense that we have to talk about too is that dog Kamori House, who was your defensive player of the year that you said to watch out for at the beginning of the season. I will give you that. You did say that. Like, I give you credit when credit is due.
I'm not pointing at you. I'm just pointing at the audience because you know what I've noticed. I have been on point calling out players for stuff this year. Almost every time we've had a key player coming up this year, I have called at least one of them every game. I will go ahead. I'm going to say I'm impressed with myself because I'm normally not this good at this.
The fro of solitude.
Fro of solitude.
The fro of justice, since you're right. Gotta get me from that. But honestly, like House got named the ACC linebacker of the week this past week, y'all. Because in that game, we all saw that man had 13 tackles, 8 solo, 1 pass deflection. And that's actually the 6th most tackles in a game by an ACC player this year, and the most by a Tar Heel in a game since Cedric Gray back in 2023. I ain't gonna lie, I thought it would have been a lot further back. So shout out to Cedric Gray doing that relatively recently. Because I was like, 13 tackles, that's got to be like what, like early 2010s? So he said 2023. I said, oh.
Right. Listen.
I was like, all right, but shout out to Kamori House getting ACC linebacker of the week, man. And
you already know, you got to remember, also he's the leading tackler on the team. On top of that, Andrew Simpson's right behind him. So it's been a good linebacker tandem between the two of them. I hate that House is a sophomore. Word, we got 2 more years out of him.
Yes, sir. We're good.
I was worried for a minute.
We're good. But now, final question that needs to be asked, bro, because we just went on a vacation, and I got to ask, do the Tar Heels go bowling? Because
I think there is very good chance the Tar Heels go bowling.
Because right now, 4-5, 3 games to go. They got to win 2 out of the next 3 to go to a bowl game, secure a bowl berth. And the remaining schedule, we all know: Wake Forest, Duke, NC State. Do the Tar Heels get it done?
It's a rivalry sweep, man. I have confidence enough. I have confidence enough that we can get a win out of this week against Wake Forest. I have to admit, the Duke game's going to be tough. The Duke game's going to be real tough.
Duke game's going to be the hardest game because they actually are the best team remaining on the schedule. But I'm gonna say this:
the NC State game is going to be a dogfight regardless.
I'm saying this now. 3-0.
Saying 3-0.
3-0, because one, we shouldn't lose to Wake Forest the way we're playing right now. Like that is we shouldn't lose to Wake Forest. 2, I will never say Duke will ever beat me. I don't care what sport it is. I'm never saying we're gonna lose to Duke. I don't give a damn. Never saying that. So we're gonna beat Duke. And then the NC State game is gonna be come down to the wire. But I think the team will be well gelled enough to pull it out. I think they will be well gelled enough to pull it out. So I'm going 3-0 in the final 3.
I'll back it. I'll back it. The worst comes to worst, 2-1 with a loss to NC State at the end of the season.
That's what I was about to say. If I'm losing to anybody, it's NC State. Because honestly, NC State is the known football school out of these 3.
Like, I don't even care if what the Duke game looked like. I'll never accept it. If it ain't a W, it ain't real.
It never happened.
It ain't happened. Ain't nobody saw it. No, you ain't clipped this live for nothing. And ain't had none of it was real.
Nope.
Blowing up the whole video. I ain't seen none of it.
And this video will get deleted off the internets.
I will presumably pay money to get the internet scrubbed. You won't see none of these words come out of my mouth.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, the amount he's paying is $2.
The amount I'm paying is a hypothetical $2.
But now it's time. Actually, we don't have no Tar Heel birthdays this week, but we will have some next week. So nothing on the agenda here, or we might have some Tar Heel birthdays, but I have not been able to update the list yet because the list has not been updated in a good minute. Because there are some names on here that have been playing, but at the time when I made the list, the flipping roster didn't have their birthdays on their bios. So I was just like, I don't know how. That's how I make the list. But like, remember what I was telling you at the beginning of the year, where like I was getting their birthdays, but their bios were incomplete, and they wouldn't have their birthday. They could have anything else, but they wouldn't have their birthday. I'm like, bro, you could at least give me the birthday.
Man said if Bill wins out, haters are gonna be on suicide watch.
Oh,
ain't
listen,
it though?
Listen,
some reporters gonna be losing their jobs.
Bro, if Bill wins out and finishes the year at 8, like he goes 3-0, that puts him at 7-5. Then goes to a bowl game and wins and goes 8-5.
You wanna know something funny?
What was that?
I would have called it.
Hey, I said 500. I said 8 wins.
You did. I said remember, I said there's a possibility for 8 wins on this list. You did. 500 would be great. 500 would be a good start, but
I said a good season for Bill is if he goes 500. I said a good season for Bill is if he goes 500. That was my
perfect season. I said perfect season over 5. You ain't gonna win every game, but over 500 be a perfect season. So before we get into Tar Heel takeaway of the week, do some quick comparisons here for the preview coming up for this upcoming week. So as of right now, they are giving Wake Forest a 69% chance of winning this game.
Huh?
Yep, they have Wake Forest. ESPN,
we're the underdog.
We are the underdog to this game. Yes, we are. The only thing stat-wise,
I want to say something.
The only thing
watching this.
So basing off their season leaders, our season leaders versus theirs, the only stat where we are better than them is sacks.
I don't believe that. We're one of the least penalized teams in the nation. You mean to tell me they get penalized less than us?
No, maybe.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. My dogs got better hitters.
Because they got better yards per game. Now, this is offensive to offense. They got more offensive yards per game, more passing yards per game, more rushing yards per game.
Listen, we know offensively, we not beating many people. Like I ain't even trying to.
Now, defensively, we do have less yard. We do give up less yards per game.
Exactly.
We do not give up less passing yards per game. They actually have a better passing yards per game average on defense than we do, with 188 to 218. We do give up less rushing yards.
They cheated.
But they give up less points.
They cheated.
They cheated.
They cheated. Pushing narrative.
We are better than them on third down percentage. And we are better than them when it comes down to penalty yards per game. So that was easy. But we are a worse red zone scoring offense by comparison.
All right.
So now their team leaders, if the defense is staying on this same tear and the pass rush is staying on the same tear, we got to go against Robbie Ashford. I think it's Robbie. Yep, Robbie Ashford, who's done 114 for 199 yards, My bad. 100 have completed 114 passes out of 119 attempts for 1,344 yards, 3 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. I have not known over the years of seeing Wake Forest football, I have not known Robbie Ashford to be a predominantly passing quarterback anyway. He will throw it, but overall, not very great. He's been sacked 8 times on the season. They do have another quarterback behind him by the name of Deshaun Purdy. Deshaun Purdy is more of their passing quarterback. So if you see him on the field, he's completed 40 for 78 attempts for 596 yards. So he hasn't been on the field very much, but he's also gone 6 for 2 touchdown interceptions compared to Ashford's 3 to 5. So if you want to get anybody to throw the ball on you, you'd rather it be Ashford because there's a higher chance that he's going to throw an interception for you. Rushing wise, they definitely sit behind a decent rushing attack behind Claiborne, who was averaging 5.4 yards a carry, 714 yards on the season out of 131 carries and 8 touchdowns. Ashford is followed behind him with 344 yards and 4 TDs. And their backup with Clark III, 131 yards. So Damon Claiborne, if that defense can shut him down and force Ashford to beat you with his arm, I believe the game's a wrap.
I say we win.
I believe that's a win on our end. Because passing wise, you got Barnes with 504 yards, receiving for 34 receptions, averaging 14.8 yards a carry or catch, and Burkhalter, who's behind him with 305. But he's also averaging 15.3 yards a carry, and Mays Jr. averaging 17.4 yards a carry, or not carry, but catch. But nobody on the team has more, like they've only got the highest touchdown rate is with Barnes with 3 touchdowns. But he also has the longest reception of 70 yards on the year. But once again, I'm going to say the biggest worry, again, is going to be Nick Anderson at that safety position. Because if you are going to throw his way, make sure you throw it accurate because he will hurt you for it. And the other guy to be on the watch for, in my opinion, is Devon Patterson and Dylan Hazen.
Fair enough.
But the biggest impact you're going to feel is coming from Nick Anderson for sure.
The Oracle has spoken. Nick Anderson is the guy we watch.
Nick Anderson's the guy to watch.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, it is now time for your favorite rants and segments of the week that we always do, because I think y'all just love hearing us spiral out of control. It is time for the Tar Heel takeaway of the week. And I can't remember who it is. Is it near you?
I think it's me.
Go.
Tar Heel takeaway of the week. Don't be afraid to not know something. Go out there. Be completely ignorant. Don't worry about what anybody says to you. But don't be so ignorant that you're not open to new information. Because just because you don't know it doesn't make you stupid. Because a lot of people, for some reason, get the connotation between ignorance and stupid mixed up. It's not the same. Ignorance is you just don't know it. Let them educate you. Unless you don't want to know it. Then if you don't want to know it, humbly decline and then leave. Don't be a jerk. Don't be a dick. Don't be the jackass out there on the street arguing with somebody over something that you learned 30 years ago and forgot 2 seconds after you heard it. Don't do that. Don't be that person, because you should be embarrassed on the internet after that. If you're not, then you need to learn shame. Don't be too ignorant to shame. Be afraid to not know what shame is. Because shame is what helps us grow, learn, and become better individuals. That's my rant. I ain't got nothing else.
Hey, it's fair. It's fair and real, man.
Be ignorant responsibly.
It's fair and real. I respect it. My turn. All right. My Tar Heel takeaway of the week, man. Honestly, a lot of y'all are impatient as hell, and it's the reason why you're going through the suffering you're going through. A lot of you are caught up And the instant gratification, thanks to stuff like Amazon Prime and instant shipping and all that BS, and you're not patient enough. You don't want to wait it out. You don't want to take your time, and you don't want to make sure you thoroughly get something. If it doesn't happen immediately, all y'all want to sit there and cry is like, I'm not trying to waste my time. Good things come to those who wait. Shut up and be patient. Honestly, shut up, be patient, do the work, and grind. Not everything happens quickly. And guess what? The light that burns twice as bright burns half as long. So if you got it quickly, you're going to lose it quickly. Lay a foundation and be patient with it. Grind, embrace it. It's okay. Sick of y'all sitting there complaining that something didn't happen instantaneously or happen because you've been praying about it or doing it for a week and you're wondering why it hasn't happened. Guess what? You were asking for a house in a hard market. It's not going to happen in a week. That was no shot.
If it does, good for you.
Right. If it does, good for you. But a lot of you sitting there don't want to be patient, whether it's with life, whether it's with projects, whether it's with your partners, whether it's with your friends, whether it's with, honestly, your job and things of that nature, job hunts, so on and so forth. It's easy to quit and give up. Be patient and keep grinding, bro. That's his whole, honestly, that's this channel. That's his personal YouTube channel, my personal YouTube channel. We've had to always constantly reiterate to ourselves to be patient and just slowly grind. Because when this blows up, and it will, because he and I put a lot of love and work and effort into this, we can flat out say we didn't buy our way to the top. We slowly and we're meticulous in the process, and everything that comes our way, we worked for. So be patient, man.
Trust the process.
All right. Great words of wisdom, fellas. Peace.
Peace.
You will. Peace, man. But
and one final word from here. One final word from here. Will be Benjamin Hall's best game of the season.
Oh.
Yep, I believe it's going to be Benjamin Hall. This week is going to be Benjamin Hall's week. It'll be the best game he's had all season. DeMond had a blowout. Davion Goss had the biggest game last week. I think it's Hall's turn.
All right. Y'all heard the oracle. But, guys, be sure to tune into us. We will be doing a post-game live on Saturday after, because they play Saturday, right?
Yes.
Okay. We'll be doing a post-game afterwards for Saturday, and then we will be back here on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Y'all know the deal. Y'all know where we're going to be. Join us live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes it might be 9:10, just a little delay here and there. But once 9 o'clock hits, y'all know, start tuning in, and the show will go live. This has been your host, one half of the UNC Tar Heel Live, Tornado McCray, the captain of the Hooligan Express, and that gentleman over there on this side of me is the professor of procrastination, Ricebox 26. Y'all know what it is. Tell the people we out here, bro.
We out here. See y'all Tuesday. See y'all Saturday, really. And, stay safe about that.
Peace.